So about energy work, I'm going to teach you what I teach all my Padawan learners about how to start practicing Reiki. So in order to practice Reiki on other people, it's very important that you get an attunement, or you get an initiation by a Reiki master, someone who is already practicing this stuff and has an attunement and a lineage of practitioners. Wow, did you hear that wind? That's crazy. It's a very blustery, windy day up here in Brattleboro, Vermont. There are certain practices that require an initiation. They call it an attunement in Reiki. Initiatory practices are like mystery traditions. Because Dr. Usui was an esoteric Buddhist, a tantric Buddhist that practiced initiatory spiritual practices, it's not surprising that he created a spiritual discipline for hands-on healing that also was initiatic. It comes in 3 levels. There's the beginner level, the intermediate level, and the master level. And you have to receive these attunements with someone face-to-face, with a Reiki master in person. These are not things that can be done over an email. You do not get attuned to this Reiki energy by watching a YouTube video. You do not get attuned to this energy by sitting in a Zoom session with a bunch of people, and you sure as hell don't get attuned in level 1, 2, and 3 in a weekend. There are practitioners that make money off of attuning people to Reiki energy level 1 and 2 and 3 like all in a week. And that is not only a scam, but it's not good for the student. And I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to explain to you the way my master, my Reiki master, Dao Paul, who received a direct transmission lineage from Dr. Usui himself, that I received, how this works. When you get attuned to the mystic arts of Reiki, there's energetic changes that happen in you, okay? When you get attuned to the spirit of that, or the spirits of that tradition, okay? Your aura changes, your chakras change. There's energy centers in the body that will start to open, okay? And if you're someone who goes through the experience, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But for someone who is just listening to me talk about this experience, it sounds like a bunch of woo-woo, but I experienced it myself, and I can only speak from experience, and I'm only telling you because if you were my student, this is how I would explain it to you, and you are my student, okay? When you get attuned to Reiki, that Reiki energy is going to settle in. It's got to have time to settle in to your body, to become one with the Reiki energy, okay? And that has to be a gradual kind of opening up. It has to be a gradual opening up. The energy has to settle, and you as a practitioner have to learn to hold that energy, to channel that energy. That energy is something that is channeled, okay? Yes, it's universal healing energy. Yes, it comes from everywhere, but it's like ambient magic. That's kind of like a new phrase that I like and I want to use more often, ambient magic. It's energy that is everywhere. It's universal energy, but when a Reiki practitioner engages with that energy and focuses and channels that energy, then that energy flows from the practitioner to the person that's being healed. So as a Reiki practitioner, you have to be a clear conduit for that Reiki energy to flow. And if I gave you a cup and I took some tea and I poured the tea into the cup and it became full, and I continued to pour that tea and that tea started to spill out, I'm telling you this because when you're getting a level 1 attunement, okay, we're taking tea and we're pouring it into the cup and we're filling it up. And you have to hold that level 1 energy until you're ready to hold more energy, and that's when level 2 comes around. Because if I just keep pouring tea into a cup, all that energy is going to get all over the place. It's going to get all over the place, and you're not going to be able to hold it. If you receive like a 1, 2, 3 attunement in a weekend, it's just that energy has nowhere to go, has nowhere to live. So it's kind of a waste of people's money and time, and also it's completely unethical from the person who is performing these is supposed to understand the mystical teachings of using the symbols properly, and also by giving the initiations. When I went to my Reiki master, Dal, first he gave me Reiki sessions to align me, to see where I was at, see where I needed healing, see where the Reiki was flowing, what part of my energy body, what chakras, okay, how it was affecting me mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And then he started teaching me how to do the Reiki hand positions on myself. And he told me, practice Reiki on yourself, touch yourself, touch yourself. Put your hands on your body where you feel that you need healing and hold them there, okay? And you can also start getting used to energy work just by putting your hands together in Anjali Mudra and prayer position, and then slowly taking your hands and separating them, putting about 1/2 an inch or an inch between your hands to feel that electromagnetic energy that's going on between the palms. So making Reiki balls or energy balls. Most basic way to learn energy. Most basic way to start understanding how this stuff works. Rubbing your hands together vigorously. And then after vigorously rubbing those hands together, hold them at the heart center. Take a nice deep breath and feel the warmth that's between your hands. Feel that warmth, that heat, okay? That's the chi. That is the chi that's being generated by your own body, okay? Your life force energy that you feel flowing there. And then as you start to open your hands, you should still feel a level of friction or energy between the two palms, the hands, almost like very palpable. This is something you can feel. Reiki is something that you can actually feel. It's a sensation that you have. It's like a vibration. So you feel the vibrating energy between your palms, and then eventually you open your hands and you try to see whether or not you can continue to feel that energetic tension between the palms. And then you kind of move your hands slowly and try to see whether or not you can still feel the connection between the energy. Use your imagination. We use our imagination because focusing your mind brings energy to the place that you're focusing. Focus your mind on your hands. As you separate your hands, feel a big bright white light in between your hands, and then shape that white light into a white ball of light, which becomes your Reiki ball, and then hold that ball. Breathe, relax, allow it to just be in the hands, and then seal your hands back together in Anjali Mudra, and allow that Reiki ball to reabsorb back into the body. You are working with your own energy, you're working with your own chi. You're not gonna hurt yourself because you're working with your own energy, okay? And that is what I'm gonna recommend to you. If you have an interest in energy work, we've already talked about mantras for relaxation and letting the mind rest, okay? We've talked about doing mudras and feeling different sensations, emotions, and feelings that come up from using different hand symbols, okay? Now we're talking about energy. We're talking about feeling the energy between the palms. We're talking about feeling energy in the body. You know, when you lay in bed at night, put your hands on your chest. Inhale and exhale and let your hands rest on your chest and feel the heat from your hands connecting to your chest and to your abdomen, you know. Even to the genitals, you know, cup your hands over your genitals and close your eyes and take a deep breath and feel the warmth of the hands, okay, on all the organs and the internal organs, okay. It's connecting with your body at every single level, on every single chakra. You understand? So a Reiki master is vibrating at a particular level. And when you get an attunement in person from that Reiki master, there is a transmission of that energy that transmits from that Reiki master to you that is going to change your vibration. It's going to change your frequency. It's like tuning you. Reiki masters are like tuning forks, okay? They're tuning you up so that you're able to experience that Reiki energy and be able to start channeling and let that energy settle into you. And it's a ritual ceremony. It's a spiritual ceremony. And it's not something to be taken lightly. I initiate people for free because my master initiated me for free, and he told me to continue to pass the gift of Reiki to people for free. This is not something I charge people to become Reiki healers. I do charge people money for a Reiki session because it's my time, it's my energy, and also I have to buy things in order to do my sessions. I have crystals, I have incense, and other ritual items that I use and incorporate into my ceremonial healing and my magic, because it is magic. That's what it is, it's magic. It's a kind of magic. It's energetic magic. It's ambient magic. And I use those things, so I accept money from people because it feeds me. And you know, everyone who does spiritual work absolutely must charge for their spiritual work. You have to, okay? Because there has to be some kind of energy exchange. And in the olden days, when the shaman used to be out in the forest, in nature, doing his shaman stuff, if somebody needed healing, if somebody needed training, if somebody needed wisdom, they brought a gift with them. They brought food or clothing or something, or an amulet or something to give. There was a gift to be given to the person who was performing the healing, okay? So when you pay me money to do a Reiki healing session on you in person or even by distance, you're feeding me. The money that you give me puts food in my belly, and it's a way of showing appreciation for the time, energy, and effort it takes for me to be doing the work. You understand? And so that's why you should always show appreciation to spiritual teachers and people who are spiritual practitioners by giving them a donation, even if they don't ask for it. And if you're someone who does spiritual work, do not work for free, unless it's a very special circumstance in which you feel very compelled by spirit, okay, by the entities that walk with you, by spirit that compels you to do something for someone, then follow your spirits. But in general, you know, you need to be compensated for your time, because people will take advantage of spiritual healers. They will. And those same people who will bitch and complain about paying you money to teach them yoga or paying you money to do a Reiki session, they will turn around and they will go to Victoria's Secrets and they'll spend $100 on a piece of string to go up their rear end. So people pay for what they want and they pay for what they value. I just kind of went off on a little tangent, just so you know. Same thing with this yoga teacher training program. You know, the yoga teacher training program is a $3,000 program, and I'm only charging $2,500 for the program because $500 of it is what I'm giving you back so that you can purchase all of the books and materials and things that you need, a new yoga mat, in order to do this particular training. But if I am doing this full time and this is my work, I have to have my bills paid. I have to pay for gas. I have to pay for food. I have to pay for travel to the places that I have to go to work with people. So at the end of the day, you know, money is not necessarily evil. It's not the root of all evil. It's just money is something that we use in order to trade and to pay for things and in order to live. So if you're a Reiki healer or a tarot reader, or you're someone who practices spiritualism, and you do work for people, then don't do it for free. Unless you know that person is really beyond their means to be able to give you something to donate to your time. That's just the way it is in my world. But there's always ways to help people and give freebies out to people in order to help them. Free workshops, special occasions where you invite everyone to come to open classes, free for everyone. So there's ways of giving back to the community and also being able to take care of yourself at the same time. So practice working on your energy balls and just relaxing with some hands-on healing and deep breathing when you're laying in bed. And we will talk a lot more about all this stuff inside the program.